You want to get some? You can drink some.
No,
Drink
no,
a
it's
bit.
cold.
Just a bit.
No, it's not good for her.
So it's okay. Just drink a bit. Yes. One more? Okay, baby. You can go now. I can see the 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 pastoral later is all over, which is good. Which is good. I like it that the pastoral later has been widely covered by so many uh, media houses and the bloggers. I hope now for what the bishops said. I hope now for what the bishops said. I picked up. I was actually there. I attended the press briefing, and yeah, that's what I want us to discuss now. I want us to discuss what the bishops said. But before I get into that, I want to start by saying, finally, because some of you don't watch Parliament, what goes on in Parliament. Finally, the information bill is in Parliament, and it has gone through, I think, the second reading. The information bill has been brought to Parliament. I think, in all fairness, we must commend the government. In all fairness, I think we must commend government that they have brought the information bill to Parliament. So I want to congratulate my brother Cornelius Muetwa, for bringing that bill to Parliament. I think it is very progressive. It is very progressive. All well-meaning Zambians should applaud this. The problem that we have is that when we are on the other side, when we are on the negative side, we don't want to see something positive. So I know even with this one, some people would want to resist it, instead of just commending government, because for a long time this bill has been gathering dust, in government institutions. They have not wanted to bring it. So I think for me, on this one, the UPND deserve to be congratulated. All well-meaning Zambians need to congratulate the UPND. Of course, it is just a process. It is in parliament. It is just a process. It will go to committees, and people will have to go and submit and look at it. So we have to make sure that the law that will be passed will be what we require. But so far, I think the UPND deserve to be commended. I thought I should say that before I get into other issues. They need to be commended. So yeah, congratulations. Now, let me get to the pastoral later. Of course, I don't remember the last time we had a pastoral later. But a pastoral later is time and again, communicated by the bishop's side. I'm just saying, I need to check, the intervals of the pastoral later. But yes, it has been delivered, and I must say that it was a very balanced, a pastoral later. I want to commend all the bishops for bringing out their wisdom, bringing out their prophetic voice. And I want to emphasize that, bringing out their prophetic voice. The issue that is usually there is that we like to politicize the pastoral later. The essence of the pastoral later is not politics. It's not politics. The pastoral later is a prophetic voice of the leaders of the church, addressing various issues happening in the country. So it is not per se political, because most of the times when the pastoral later is raised, you find the politicians get agitated, they get apprehensive, and you want to see where have they hammered, have they done this, have they done this. It's not the essence of the pastoral later. The pastoral later is not for politics. I want to emphasize this. I am not a spokesperson of the church, but it is not for politics. It is not for us now to start using it as a tool, to hit on others. No. The pastoral later calls for all of us to reflect on what the bishops have raised. It calls for all of us, especially those of us who are in leadership, those of us who are in politics. It calls for all of us to reflect on it. What is it that I can do better for the good of the country, for the good of my brother and sister? That is the essence of the pastoral later. It calls for us to check, to do an introspection, to check our conscience and see where we can do better. It is not a tool that is given to us by the bishops now to start hammering others, or for us to feel proud to say, yeah, the bishops have spoken for me. No, it is not that. The bishop don't target a particular political party or individual. No, they speak, as leaders of the church with a mission to address issues, and hoping that those who are responsible in governance, those who are responsible to over checks and balances, can be able to address their matters, their attention on that. That is the essence. And in that regard, I felt that they really touched everywhere. If you read that pastoral later with an objective mind, with an open mind, you would pick something for yourself. And that is what I'm asking. All of us, when we'll be reading that pastoral letter, let us look into it and see what is it that I can take. What is it that I can take? What is it that I can do better in my relation to my brothers and sisters, in my relation to the country? What is it that I can do better? That is basically what that pastoral letter is. And certainly, if you are just objective, unless you are a hypocrite, if you are a hypocrite, you will read that pastoral letter and you will not see anything that is where you can change. You will only be seeing others, because that's the issue. Others will be looking at it, yeah, they are telling this one. Yeah, have they told this one? Hey, what about you? What about you? The bishops really touched on almost everything. I got some points, and I will go. I will look through. I will take you through step by step all the points that I took. The first thing that the bishops reflected on was the shrinking democratic space. The shrinking democratic space, and they spoke about in relation to the media, in relation to the Public Order Act, rule of law. They touched on the police and the long detentions of people who are arrested by the police. Now, here is my view on this issue of shrinking democratic space. This issue of shrinking democratic space, I don't think I would really say the democratic space is shrinking. I don't think I would really say that. I don't think, from my point of view, I don't think I would say the democratic space is shrinking. I think what is there is that there is too much politics. There is too much politics. There is too much politics, and yes, the police are quick to pick on some of the people that have got divergent views. But really, to say, because when you talk about democratic space shrinking, it is a situation where people cannot be able to talk. It is a situation whereby people cannot freely move. It is a situation where people cannot freely, own property. It is a democratic space where people cannot freely, interact with others. But much as there are some restrictions, of course, it is not everything is not straight. That's for sure. And frankly speaking, I mean, I would be a liar if I say no, everything is smooth. Especially that myself, I've been arrested quite a number of times. I've been arrested. But still, it doesn't mean that they are saying completely stop talking. No, I don't think that is the situation here. I don't think we can say in Zambia we can't express ourselves. No, I don't think that is true. Right now, I am talking, and you are commenting there, and you comment a lot of comments, and a lot of you very people who are saying no, hey, democracy is shrinking. You are number one to comment. But when somebody reacts to your comment, or in this instance, when the police pounce on you because of what you have said, that no, the democratic space is shrinking. But Zambians, we talk. Listen in the morning. Radio stations. There are radio stations that open phone calls. There are phone calls everywhere. People are talking. I don't think, surely, I mean, I don't want to be pessimistic. I think we have democracy in Zambia. I mean, I've moved around and I've felt the temperature of other countries where it is difficult for people to express themselves. Here, people express themselves. The only thing is that we stretch that democracy. That's the only thing. we stretch that democracy. Sometimes some of the comments that we make, especially some of these people that have been arrested, like for example this cat at Why Me, Why Me? Have you seen that Why Me? What he talks about, really? That Why Me insults. That Why Me insults big time. I mean, honestly, how can we let a person like that to continue talking, insulting people like that? That no, that is freedom of expression. No, it's not right. It's not right. Come on, let's just be real. Also, even ourselves in the politics, the way we do politics, sometimes some of the things that we say, and I even spoke about it. That's I don't know what you Zambians are made of. You Zambians enjoy insults, enjoy insults. Some of these people that you celebrate and whatever, what they say really doesn't even make sense. They just insult. Every day insulting. We don't need to insult Hakainde Hichilema to offer checks and balances. We don't need to offer checks and balances. We don't need to insult to offer checks and balances. We don't need that. But let's face it, there are some people that come to social media to insult. There are some people that come to social media to insult. And some of you actually celebrate them. As long as the only problem that you have actually, the big problem is that when you are insulting Uyo, at Wanga Uyo, at idiot, I mean, there we are. There we are. So, we have our freedoms in Zambia. We have our freedoms in Zambia. The only thing is that we are tending to stretch it, to stretch those freedoms. We are stretching them. I know I've been arrested 9 times. But you see, there are certain things that when you say, and government is apprehensive. Me, I don't insult. But I've been arrested and I know why they arrest me. Some of these issues, it's just that, they are scared that, if this guy talks about this, we are going to be in problems. Then they pick you. But much as I've been arrested 9 times, I don't want to say that, the democratic space is shrinking. We talk. Na papene ndelanda kulanda okundelanda tekulanda ni freedom. Ni freedom. Na bambini wanga balanda. Turafuma mumakoti. Mumakoti yesterday na leta mbawa mdala wakambwiri. Urefu mafia mkoti wailing na wambo okulanda. Vamdala wa Fred Membeli yonsenga wakoti. He talks. I think we are able to express ourselves. Let us not alarm the situation. I think from my point of view, I would say, let us not alarm the situation. Let us not alarm the situation. It is not perfect. We have incidences, but let us not alarm the situation whereby we start looking at it to say, no, the democratic space is shrinking. I do agree. We have issues, but to say the democratic space is shrinking, from my point of view, really, from my point of view, on social media, tulalanda bad. Na TikTok yiishireko. Even if so, right now, if I open TikTok, you will see Zambians quite TikTok nganyaye nama live ya isa ama live chat. It's like quite ya ishirafia ifwe mu Zambia. Ama live chat ni mbwe. Ni mbwe ama live chat. Ama live chat yengi. Ama Zambians. There is so much.
Considers it
Pronunciation.
Your son is. This is the.
There is so much. I think really, on that score, yes, there are situations that we need to talk about. That's for sure. Radio stations. Ama radio stations yengi mu Zambia and abantu balalanda, So we have had isolated instances here and there, but I don't think it is a situation where we can say the democratic space is shrinking. There is another point that the bishops spoke about in that regard. They spoke about the media. Then they spoke about the Public Order, the Public Order Act. The Public Order Act, I'll say this on the Public Order Act. I'll say what I used to say during the time of PF. During the time of PF, I used to say, me, I don't have an issue with the Public Order Act. I have never had issues with Public Order Act. I have never. And of course, somebody will say, yes, you have never had an issue with Public Order Act because, I mean, you don't have members. You don't conduct rallies. Yeah? That's what somebody would say. I know. Somebody will say, yes, you don't have problems with Public Order Act because you don't have members, because you don't conduct rallies. That's why you don't have a problem with the Public Order Act. But it is not true. It is not true. You can talk about here in Zambia. You can say whatever you want about EEP, Economic and Equity Party. But I, as Shrifatayali, President of Economic and Equity Party, I am more effective than most of these leaders who you perceive to have given members. I am more effective. More effective. I've done demonstrations, haven't I? Haven't you seen me demonstrate? I have demonstrated. And I've demonstrated not only once. I've demonstrated, I think, during my PF, I demonstrated. I have not done a demonstration during my UPND. But I follow the law. I apply strategy. How is it that the police, they were giving me permits during the time of the PF when I was actually demonstrating against them? How is it? It is because, you have to be clever. You have to be strategic. Even when you are asking for that permit, be strategic. Be strategic. I do hold press conferences a number of times. I do have gatherings a number of times. I did, you remember, Kuma Drivers School. Kuma Drivers, I did demonstrate. We demonstrated. Nimfulaneshat, you remember that? We did a kind of demo when that driver died. Ku Mozambique. I think that was during the UPND. Yes, it was during the UPND. Yeah. I've demonstrated twice during the UPND. I've demonstrated twice during the UPND. When that driver died, and then, of course, when they were not paying those drivers, we demonstrated. The pictures are there. You will see me without a shirt, ninja penta no kuipenta. It is a strategy that you engage. But if you are going to carelessly, engage into some kind of gathering and whatever, I mean, no government is going to allow you. No government is going to allow you. We will talk about the Public Order Act, but I can assure you, no government will come and ignore the Public Order Act like the way the lawyers speak about the Public Order Act, where they say, no, you simply have to go and inform the police. Tetfibombe. And no government will allow that. No government will allow that. I used to say this during the time of a PF. And the UPND used to get upset to say, I'm siding with the PF. Even today, the UPND were in power. Even them, there is no way they are going to govern this country by saying, no, just if I want to have a rally tomorrow, I simply have to go and inform the police. No, it doesn't happen like that. It can't. You're going to inconvenience other people. Because if you're going to say, no, it is simply informing the police, then you can go ahead. And I disturb the people on the streets. Because I can say, no, we want to do a demonstration. We will do it at 8 o'clock in Cairo Road. In Cairo Road, we will do a demonstration in Cairo Road at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, that is when there are a lot of cars. That is when there are a lot of cars. And surely you think the police will just say, no, it's okay, you can go ahead since you have informed us. And we go and inconvenience innocent citizens on Cairo Road. And then, especially when you are doing politics, politics is divisive. Politics sometimes is provocative. You are doing that demonstration, the other party will see you. They will clobber you. By the end of the day, I mean, you have a riot in town. So let us just be realistic with this Public Order Act. Let us just be realistic. Let us be reasonable. Let us be reasonable with this Public Order Act. We should be reasonable. By you PND, now you are in power, you have seen it. Because when you are in opposition, you were busy criticizing the PF. And some of us, when we are talking, to say the Public Order Act, unfortunately, is a necessary evil to keep order. Is a necessary evil to keep order. And by you PND, you were insulting me, you were calling me names, you were telling me what. Now you are in power, you have seen it. And I still maintain. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I can make an issue of the Public Order Act from this government. I don't think I can make I can make an issue, because some of these rallies that the police have refused to grant, you can clearly tell that I don't know what will happen. Like that rally which they asked Kumatero. Even the PF Balish, but they cannot be allowed. Even PF Balish, even the PF, if they were in power, they knew that they were not going to be allowed. Especially at this point in time, during this time. I mean, which intelligent politician would ask for a rally around this time? There is a lot of frustration. You say, no, I want to go and have a rally. Come on. Who is going to allow you? Who is going to allow you? I mean, some of these things, win. Win. So, I just think that those who apply for permits, they don't calculate well. They don't calculate well. Sometimes write a letter to the police. Tell them we want to have a rally in December. Give us any date. You leave it like that. Give us any date. Or we want to have a rally, if not December, in January. Give us any date. I mean, it will be difficult for the police to refuse. Now, sometimes you write, no, we want to have a rally on 26th, Chakut. And the police will look at, no, not this day. Try another day. And you refuse, and you start running around on media. Hey, no, they have refused us. No, the democratic space is shrinking. You are not applying wisdom in the way that you are doing these things. You are not applying wisdom. You are not applying wisdom. So from my point of view, I think let us also apply wisdom. Let us also apply responsibility when we are asking for this so-called Public Order Act. The police arrests and the long detention. The archbishops, the bishops spoke about, the way some members, are arrested. That they are arrested roughly and so on and so forth. I agree. There are situations where really it is not necessary that the police use, force in the manner that they do. I agree. In certain cases, really, it is not necessary. But there is also a situation where some people, you are sent a call out, they send you a call out and you don't go. They send you a call out and you don't go. So what do you expect? If Makapokola to mina call out, then what do you expect? What do you expect? Let's just be honest. You back to mina call out and you don't respond. What do you expect? What do you expect? So it is both ways. It is both ways. On our part, there should be responsibility. If they send a call out to you, please comply. If you don't go, and then you lock yourself up in the house, what do you expect? What do you expect Bakapokola to do? Bale kufuaya, bale kutumina call out. Ero yo why come na munganda. I mean, what do you want Bakapokola to do? What do you want Wakapokola to do? In such a situation, what do you want Wakapokola to do? Of course, I am saying where they have sent you a call out. Not where they have not sent you a call out. There, it is wrong for Wakapokola to use force. But where they send you a call out, and you instead of going, yo isa pa social media wambokola tukana. Instead ya kuju Wakapokola, yo isa pa social media, you start insulting. What do you expect Wakapokola to do? So, some of these issues, I mean, everyone there that it's balanced. That pastorator is balanced. We should look at it from the government point of view, but we should also look at it from our side as responsible citizens, as responsible politicians. Long detentions, they are not acceptable. That's for sure. And Wakapokola need to do much better on that. Long detention, and these long detentions, they are not only on politicians. Me, I've been in Maseozi, and I've found Abaiche who have done nothing. In Congole, Pankongole, Umuntu, Adi Maseozi 1 month. So this is something that the police really needs to work on. This one, we can't even say whichever. Wakapokola, they need to work on these long detentions. So a lot of people are detained for a long time for cases that really do not require somebody to stay Maseozi for a long time. So this is something that the police really needs to look at. I'm not going to even look at Wakapokola. You need to look at this one. You keep people Maseozi for too long. And I'm not even going to talk about politicians because yes, if I you know, ngawaikala 1 week ni shwaikala sana. But there are people, innocent people, young people, abali Maseozi. And this is something that the IG, you know, the command should work on. The command, please work on this issue of detaining people for too long. There are too many people that are languishing Maseozi for a long time. Please, work on that one. Let us, you know, make our society better. There are too many people that are inside there who are staying there for a long time. The other point that the bishops brought in, to 1.2, you know, they complained, the bishops complained to say, look, there is too much politics and we are trivializing matters. Matters which are supposed to be serious. We are bringing in politics too much. For those who are in government, ngawachita criticize, you know, it's both on both sides. Where balaba in government, ngawachita criticize, they start saying, you you are just frustrated. Shan. You know, that's how they react. But at the same time, those who are in opposition, if you also talk about something that is in the, they will call you names. You have been paid. You see? We are talking about real issues. You bring a real issue, and the people, instead of responding to your issues, they start calling you names. The bishops spoke about this. And from my point of view, especially me, it has been on both sides. Government, those who support UPND, they have called me names, they have called me frustrated, what. And those are the opposition, and then they have called me names, hey, you have been paid. Come on, look at the issue that I'm talking about. When I started talking about the issue of PF, to say PF, can you make a decision with Lungu? Whether Lungu is coming back or not, make a decision. Mwali njimina ba PF. Ba PF mwali njimina, now you have been paid, you have been bought, what. Now look where we are. Look where we are. By UPND, on the other side, when I spoke some of these issues, delayed salaries, for example, delayed salaries, minimum wage, Lungu is paying you, Lungu is renting your house. Hello, can we look at the issue that I'm talking about? Can we look at the issue that we're talking about? Why can't we just look at the issues instead of bringing in these trivializing matters and calling each other names? And this, we see it on both aisles. It is not just those who are in the ruling party, it is also those who are in opposition. You can't agree with government. Ni shaba ku opposition bakuimina na bakudishamu. You can't agree with co-opposition. You can't criticize the government. Nishi, you are frustrated. Ulefu enchito. No, it shouldn't be like that. And this is what the bishops spoke about. They also touched on the issue of the judiciary, and basically they implored on the Chief Justice that cases should be expedited, because our cases, they take too long. And they take too long, and some of these cases, really, you are innocent, but the case, when the case to take too long, I mean, it's something else. Look at the case of Chris Zumanzimba, for example. The case of Chris Zumanzimba is still in there, and at the end of the day, even if you are acquitted, it is as good as you have served a sentence. It is as good as you have served a sentence. So this one was just talking about the Chief Justice, urging him to see how the cases can be expedited. But of course, we can also understand, I mean, our judiciary, our courts, our judges and the magistrates, they are not enough. We need more judges and the magistrates. So sometimes you can also understand the delayments. But really, it would be good if some of these cases are expedited, or if cases are expedited. Parliament 1.4. The bishops expressed concern on Parliament, what has been happening in Parliament. And there again, someone would say, no, the bishops have bombarded the speaker and everything. No. In my view, they took a very balanced position. They are asking all the members of Parliament, including the speaker, to be above board, to accept criticisms. Members of Parliament, they supposed to conduct themselves above board. Above board meaning following the standing orders. They must follow the standing orders. Yes, the speaker must not be so heavy-handed, which I've even spoken about here, that our speaker is quite heavy-handed and sometimes quite emotional. She needs to, reduce on the emotions. And another important point that the bishops raised is that Parliament should not be partisan. Presiding officer should not be partisan, whereby you are just looking at it from a political point of view, from your political point of view. As a legislature, as an arm of government, members of Parliament must look at the good of the country, and not just looking at it from a political point of view. So this one, it is for all members of Parliament to check themselves. How do they conduct themselves? The speaker, how does she conduct herself? How does she, help the members of Parliament to debate? So from my point of view, I mean, it was a very fair comment, a very, very fair comment to all of them. Then 1.5, politicians should avoid using uncouth and abusive language. And this again, it is on both sides. We like to use these words. We can be so heartless in the way that we conduct our politics. We can be so heartless in the way that we conduct our politics. And this is what I was actually thinking about today. Today I took my time to think about my life and everything. And I realized that sometimes I've also come out very strong on certain people, of which I want to apologize. There is actually one lady who I want to apologize to. Though I wrote this article some time back, a long time, but I thought about it, and I want to apologize. I also want to reach out to Vanevas Mumba. Because yes, I think I've come out quite strong on Vanevas Mumba. But I will come back to that later on. But the bishops addressed this matter. And so when the bishop was reading it out, I thought to myself, I said, yeah, I'm also caught up. There are times that, we use words that are too strong for others. And I think it is not right. And the bishops are coming out. Now tell me which politician in Zambia, whether co-opposition or ruling party, who, use words sparingly. Sometimes we're too strong. And the archbishop and the bishops spoke about this. The bishops spoke about this, addressing all of us, not just one party, but both parties, those in the ruling and those in the opposition. And they said, embrace criticisms. Some of us politicians, we don't embrace criticism. Nganipa social media to block abantu, you block people, you block. Let us embrace criticisms. Okay? So then they spoke about economic issues on point number 2. On economic issues, like I've been saying, that this government, they are enjoying a global goodwill. They're enjoying a global goodwill. And as a country, we are on the road to repair our economy. And for you to repair the economy, you must have the goodwill. You must be enjoying the goodwill. So far, I think this government is enjoying goodwill more than the PF did. And therefore, they are on the right track to help this country rebuild the economy. And what is the sign of that? The sign of that is particularly the agreement with IMF and the debt restructuring. That really is a milestone. The PF tried so much to do that, they didn't succeed. But now, by UPND, at least they have got that goodwill and they are trying to put things on the right track. However, there is a big challenge at the moment. We have an economic meltdown globally. Prices of commodities are going high everywhere. They are going high everywhere. And the problem that is there, that we have now, is that instead of us sympathizing with our government, in give encouragement to our government, we are busy trying to pull the government down. We are busy trying to take advantage of the situation to propel our political ambitions. But I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, Zambians, I want to tell you this. There is no government that can come into power today and perform miracles. It can't happen. There is no government that can come today and perform miracles. Because some of you get cheated. You think that, maybe Chirufatayari, if he comes in, he can reduce the mini meal prices. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. If there is a politician who is coming to tell you to say, no, me, I can come. Because the economy of a country doesn't work like a personal economy, like Munganda. It doesn't work out like that. It is complicated. You need other forces to come in to help you. You need them. You need, especially we are living in a global village. So you can't do things just on your own. For example, a good example that I can give you is this fuel that we complain about. How can someone reduce fuel when fuel where you are buying, it is expensive? How? How are you going to do it? No, we can subsidize. And yes, I'm one of those people who have said that let us subsidize. But you subsidize, where are you going to get the money? Where are you going to get the money? Because you want to repair the economy. So, on the issue of the economy, for me, what I'm basically saying is that let us support each other. Let us support Bahaka in the Ichirema. Let us support this government and see how far they can go. It is not that we should not criticize them. We should criticize them. We should criticize them. We should criticize them just like the bishops have spoken. The bishops have said, can you renew? Can you look at the tax concessions, the tax regimes? Look at them. See where you can make some changes. Where you can make some changes so that at least you can have some extra money than giving tax holidays when you need the money. So we can criticize, but as we are criticizing, let us not pull the government down. Let us not pull the government down, because even if we pull this government down, the government that would come would still find the problems in the same way that the UPND has it. And they may not even enjoy the goodwill that this government is enjoying. So let us just support them from my point of view. I know when I'm saying this, some people say, hey, nawakulishamo, but it's a fact. Kumalawi lelo. In Malawi today, they have increased petrol by 42%. 42%. 42% they have increased. Electricity, they have increased by 40%. Because of what? Because, I mean, the dollar is appreciating, and one kind of fuel is expensive as a result. Because of what? Because of the war in Ukraine. As much as you may refuse the war in Ukraine, it's a reality. As much as you can refuse the war in the Middle East, it is a reality. And these things are affecting us. They are affecting us. So you can talk and talk as much as you want. Whilst on the other side you are saying, no, there is not democracy. There is not democracy. But you are busy talking. Could if you were, hey, Shan, you are talking. So we need to be realistic. The bishops spoke about this. They also spoke about the mini meal prices, which from my point of view, it is a serious problem that needs to be addressed. It's a big problem. It's not as simple as, 1, 2, 3. No. It is a serious challenge. I know some people say, no, because they sold maize and whatever. Come on. That is long gone. We still have a challenge over, food prices, going high globally. Inflation is increasing globally, not just in Zambia. It is happening in many countries. What is the other issue that they touched on, which I can look at? Inflation, I've spoken about that. Tax regime, I've spoken about this. Agriculture, Then they spoke about CDF. It is true. Governments need to look at CDF, because you cannot be talking about CDF to say, no, we have increased CDF to 28 chakuti, whatever, but you only give people 6,000. This year, constituencies have only received 6,000. They have only received 6,000. 6 million, sorry, 6 million. What about the balance? So, we need to do more on CDF. Social media. Aba bishops bachirandapo. Ati muleke okutukana pa social media. Muleke no kuchita create tuma fake pages. You like creating fake pages to be insulting people, to be scandalizing people. Muleke bachiranda pa ma bishop. So don't just be excited. Pastoreta. In reference to others. Na iwa wine. Even you, na wakuta chako. At least on social media, because on social media mwalichiramo kuta scandalize awantu mule kama ama bishops na wakanya na walandapo na basoka. Of course vachisala ndapo na issue aba Lucifer ya ba imenda. I think ba imenda wa mdala, you need to apologize. You need to apologize clearly. The bishops spoke about this. Basically they are saying, you need to apologize. Just humble yourself and apologize. Information bill is in parliament, Yeah. And they invited all Zambians to defend democracy, to look at the constitution and whatever. So for me, it is a very fair pastoral letter which touches on everyone. And if you are objective, you will see something on which you can change. But if you don't see where you can change, you are just looking at, then you are a hypocrite. then you are a hypocrite. But if you are not a hypocrite, you will look at that pastoral letter, you will read it, and you will see that it challenges you in one way or the other. For me, I've been challenged, and I'm going to take necessary actions in my engagements going forward. I think I'll leave it there for now. I'll open phone lines so that you can come in and give your views. Give your views. I'm opening phone lines, and the number that you are calling is 0763 302207. 0763 302207. That is the number that you are calling. On WhatsApp, please call me on WhatsApp only. 0763 302207. That is the number that you are calling. On WhatsApp only. On WhatsApp only. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm quiet.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, nataka kukulanda kupipadi pastoral lete wala balembere bashikofu besu akwena nabalomba pe bwino shinga ba SG batuka imenda bafefe bayichefye nokulomba obwero kuli kyekishukoza amashuba abo mfeshete yasuma nego fo imisepera na batuchita challenge ko bachipeka okutukana ero turechita comment so anaene na banchita challenge sana ukufuma lero ninde ko okutukana pa Facebook uloze fo balandire mashu ya kankara
sana natotela very good
natotela na ile bataya
Indeed, effort filokuba. All of us, we should be touched. Not to cover all of us. Hello? Bueno, Good, ba Felix. Mwatengapo mbali timu pali pastorate ama bishop.
So different side can be party like the way you have come out pali ya mene pastorate. Mweze combat no you support many machita ba UPND saying that no democracy lichabe bwino but mweze complain a daily combat no akainde ni dictator manja pa bachinja bwangi because pa first mweze combat public order act watu musupporta but mweze combat no we don't have the right to do my public rallies watu manja pa wai futi mwamba combat no vilichebu to notify the police watu
wakamba chabe bwino ine wanani gwira how many times 9 times nanga iwo wanakugwira po 9 times
ine sana nigwirepo but
wao mbera sipana kugwirepo vamene wakamba apa banga kugwire
If a minute come back. Sibanga nigwire.
So mbera kaidi. Nikuuza ine kwamene nachoka kumbuyo huku. Ma politics amene nenzo chita ma politics yari rafu waziva yari rafu. That's why tenzo konkana wakapokola manja hapa ninashinja sinichita ma politics yari rafu umaona wama nigwira
sama migwira but
nanga embekeza tete zikamba but kukamba sini makamba daily so chamene chasiyana manje ukamba kumbuyo kumweza complain nenzo complain because machichidwe yanga the way I was doing politics it is what was bringing problems for me. Now I am doing politics differently. That's why na wakapokola kulibe. But I do criticize by UPND. Even pamene hapa nezo chita criticize. Na wachita criticize na wauza kuti yai. Yanga nani pali CDF. Mangani gwire chifukana kama pali CDF. Why you wanna kuna bwino? kamba
wanamanya ifana nifunza ile batali kumvera THH ni dictator namvera first kudimwe then last time naenda kudi barungu mwezo nopunda THH yo dictator so manje kwa niko sako mushi THH ni dictator wanansi ya mkala dictator kwa ni namvera kudimwe
iyo ndiye menenzo kamba iyo namene kamba ti ma politics yo ipa amene nenzo chita yacha ni ma politics yo ipa so ninatembenuka waomvera si unamvesese bwino iwe inenikambati ine ninatembenuka osati anasiya siyechecha andine nenzo kamba so kukamba kwanga kuja kamene nenzo kamba manje ninatembenuka nikamba differently nikamba vabwino nikisa criticize but nikisa criticize bwino osati kukamba vijavoipa. You understand that? It is not HH, it is me. Wamvera? Hello? Mnyamata wanga end. So, that is the point. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Watayari mashana.
Mkwaya maombeni.
Dao tulekonga program yini. But na mwe not kulewa shamo ni nshwati ma politics. Yafai ko kulechita criticize objective but kulewa shamo. A lot of people are looking at you as our future leader. Kwa mishafi kunotelesha tawe apate vya president mwe na mwalilanda tamu before but there will be time yakwe bati na mwe afika pale hii ne mlandira po yabe na HH yabe na Edgar. But when it comes to criticism and proper checks and balances, not that my economy chalo no, it is in fact we were not even there when our president was promising to say he's going to reduce prices of dairy milk by 50%. He promised us himself, not you, not another person. He said it, that he would do it, knowing that his counterpart, who was Edgar then, failed. He was promising the Zambian people to say, I'm going to change so many things. And after we get into office,
so number umfweni panonofi mwalanda wino sana HH alilandira tinengana aisa nkabwesho unga pali 50 kwacha inengana aisa nkabwesha fertilizer pali 250 mamona icho chishinka na ineni nchishi vanokuchishiwa nomba lelo pali lelo today as we speak first of all, did I challenge that nkabosho unga pali 50 kwacha? Bushe kwa linkondo ku Ukraine.
Kwa ni COVID bata.
Awe munyina tietu konka ne wino tulanshani. Bushe livya alela that ngana isa nkaleto unga pali 50 kwacha. Bushe kwa linkondo ku Ukraine. Tagwali ngalelo chilishani lero kuli nkondo ku Ukraine mamona
hao chachile
nomba moneni so ichishinka HH landirecho but muli lelo ama circumstances zilira HH landati nkabosho unga pali 50 kwacha if you allege tika ama circumstances na ma circumstances yalikolelo nafpusana mamon nafpusana but lelo tetinjebo kwa bati I'm not trying to absorb HH completely to say no he's innocent na lelo line I'm still going to criticize him. You know why I'm going to criticize him? Ubu afya bakwete na ma bishops bachiranda po actually ubu afya ba UPND bakwete balafiro okulondolole fintu ku bantu wino na ma bishops bachiranda po kwa bati tamulondolole fintu kuli ku bantu wino HH ngefu afiro kutanga chadi ni nebo I would have come to people and explain to you to say mwe bantu na limila ilo unga pali 50 kwacha but nomba pali ino nshita teti tukwanishe mulandu wako bati fertilizer ifuma ukukwine kuli nkondo yakufuma fertilizer nale muna tinkesa shapai 250 nombo mtengo na ukwele chine mulandu wa nkondo mwamona nomba ba HH tabachitecho icho ine nalelo emulandu nde bapera ba HH ko bati ba HH should have been honest to come to the people and tell the people to say banefintu na fishupa ubwafya bakwata bena babepesha ba PF fiance fie ba PF but really the issue is it is the global challenge that we are having. That is the issue. It is not PF, it is not Haka in the Ichrema, it's a global whatever. But the responsibility is on Haka in the Ichrema to respond, to tell the people. And Nama bishops now that explain to people. So Ndeba Shamo, Njasukeni.
Me, I know you very well, and I support you. And even on this point, and that is how it's supposed to be. You should come out as a leader and explain to the people to say, but I'm trying my level best to shine, to do what I can to make sure that the prices of food will reduce.
Yes.
And I'm happy that you have explained, and I'm sure and you and I know, background if you tell no, but it shouldn't be an excuse of because we should not be there to speak on their behalf. They can't come out and explain to the people.
Everybody government.
Our church in a Tomalondo, Namulondo, Sana, Pantanavena, Kuno, Kuareka, Navana, the main COVID difference, Tavareka, Mutara, shaking such Navalondo, Edgar Lungu, Paragachia, spokesperson, dollars, and the White Tavale, Tamatio, Tavare, Suminao. But teaching a Chagwa. If you've been a Mulondo and Mulando, but Mulana Kumala, which I agree with you. The Padukushe, the Padukushe, Navatunga, edition. So the Padukushe, the Chachishin, and I can agree to say it's not the UPND, but it's a global thing.
Yeah.
But they have a duty to come out and explain to the people to say, but we are doing our best to make sure that
Chisuma. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, this is Kefas calling.
Yes, Kefas.
Okay. You see, sir, you are a very interesting person. Sometimes, of course, yes, you may be consistent with certain things, but in most cases, and I'm not trying to say you are not even objective.
Yeah, well, you have to line here. Hello? Hello?
Yes, what you said.
Yes.
Empire, never Emmanuel Calabria. Empire, you can't come them for Winsana from London. Yeah, so like you feel what's up to come with pastoral later. Nice to come here for event. So I talk about being some advice up and on because 3/4, yeah, but some Zambians are able number issue to English to Rufiano. English to Rufiano, Moshe Jago, but she didn't English like in the Tahoe, but Shinga. It was but the fact is, do you want to answer? Where you make a mistake, you get back to the people to say, okay, if you do, if you cheat, so apart, I got to blind now, so I want to push to understand. So that's how it is. So, food punch time when getting a much under people don't kind of conquer, but then much under a box to apologize, Kubanto Marufiani. sometimes it's the lyrical apology. Upon a moment to this, pocket of this, so go at our popular number and go more right strike. So, I can't upon anything around the because if you put again, because I'm like a social media. Kulaba ngefine mwapitika omu pastoreta mwapitika points mwaisari digesting mama nini and no politician put again tamfuje into just because umuntu alanda Mr. criticize then you attach your emotions. You get the point, right? Yeah, I can give you a good example of Johnny Sangwa. But John Sangwa in 2021 baron eligibility for example ACL before that before Bakon were passing a judgment. That was his opinion. But again after Bakon were passing a judgment and it has to be followed. Number on social, but that's because Bakonga or Babalondro putting on a judgment that thing didn't sit well with some other politicians because they are just expecting if Kulanda Balanda no we don't get it favor. But what we shouldn't be like that. Now we have to criticize, get back to the drawing board to say obviously apart. So not so whereby can watch the dining of the Malondro refugee Padine, Elo then she to the ones the Malondro refugee wrong to the ones. So then put put for one to Rashidufia because to Rashidufia Shinga. Therefore, I fear to praising at the points and time that's nothing I ever to the diary in the Bara Muenda Mugala to the diary. So sometimes when you embrace people criticize you, that's when now you grow. Now life criticism somehow. Then you push it to change for better. But in the you may not get to know where you're going wrong because you know how it is. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Daddy, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, this is Emmanuel.
Yeah, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I've been following you and I think I've learned one thing about Pastorio
later.
I think, sometimes when we just talk as people, guys, apoke for one to serve to weekend too much political affiliations, your science, Mamona. To Alanda for we not of Yamovich lawyer teachers are what no PF PhD. Why color to Alanda? I think we can move forward like that. Not to one film Walanda, but you're I think it's a issue, but on I think you have to apologize. Mamonaka. This is the way forward. Let's emulate you if you Mwalanda. Now, for me to pause it, we cut that. No, I just have to win. Mamonaka. Hey, let's just be together. And then, if we talk one language, then we can improve our country. That's it.
Sure. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, what
Yes.
Muriche Bueno.
Ni chabe bwino.
Okay, mkama na wabanda.
Okay.
Ambuya wano.
Yes, kambani wabanda, kambani.
Kilani wa tayari for the good job you are doing. I think tambo kushitana understand manje because kugwiri wa mdara kwa nemo pitamo kuna paka 9 times so mu try by all means kuti not wazikugwirane but issue ya mkamba kuti wa president wa bwere out bakambe ma challenges yamene yaliko global yamene yali everywhere. I think wa president wanga kambeko. The reason is simple. Wewe zishitaki criticize wanzao, weze kuwauza wanzao. Kuli time ya coronavirus ichi. Wanawauza wanzao, tiri ma challenges it's global, weze kukana. But how do you think wandu wazashita accept lero kuvomera global yao? So global ya church ndiani zangala important zani awanzawo ichamene bebeweze kukana. So I think all of us should explain what it is and veka. Vamene vafunikira va president, vafunikira kuchita control vintu valuvana, especially in communities umu, makomboni, compound, vantu vavutika manenge. So vafunikira at least as a leader vachitepo something. Vantu zvazamvera ivo, vane vachita explain. Vokamba kutati ini global what it can't work. But I all of us to explain one so they understand it because we stop oppose one time we have.
No.
Namvera tayari ka?
Namvera zikomo.
Zikomo baba.
Hello.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening.
Once again.
Yes. You got cut, yes. You got cut,
okay,
yes.
I don't know what happened. I was my line was cut.
Please go ahead.
This is Stephas once again. Okay. I want to ask you maybe 2 or 3 questions. When you talk about that when the bishops talk about the shrinking democratic space, which in your view you contended that no, I don't think freedom is really stifled. But I can tell you that of course these bishops before and many other stakeholders that have spoke over this matter spoke even during PF. Do you believe that when they spoke about these matters in PF, during PF, they were right to talk about that and they are not looking at things objectively today? That is 1. 2.
Wait a minute. Let's go step by step.
It's the president who promised.
Let's go step by step.
Okay.
Let's go step by step.
Yes.
I have not, from my point of view, I have not said they are not being objective. No, I haven't said that. And I've not even compared it to the PF. I am giving the status quo as it is now. I agree, I concede that yes, there are instances where, you would feel that this is not right, including myself. But I would not want to exaggerate it to shrinking democratic space. I agree there are instances, but those instances, to me, they don't make me say the democratic space is shrinking.
Okay, so that is to your side. So it means all those that are saying there is shrinking democratic space, you are not seeing that yourself. But when the PF was on it, you vividly saw it, but I think for now you don't see it.
How? No.
And these are the same voices that at the time.
No. You can't tell me that I didn't see it in PF. I had my views in PF, and my views in PF.
I'm saying, no, I have not said that. You saw it vividly in PF. It's the same voice that spoke at the time. They are the same voices that have spoken this time around. But this time around, you are saying there is no shrinking democratic space as compared possibly to what was happening in PF.
I've not compared. Me, I've not compared. Boss, wait a minute, boss. Wait.
Because I'm comparing on the basis that these are the same voices that spoke out at the time. So I'm trying to compare as well. Because these same voices are consistent. That's what I mean. They are not in part of government. They used to be in the same places where they used to be at the time. Those are the same places they are sitting today. They talked about that, and even today they are talking about it today. Now let me quickly finish my other question so that maybe you can answer together. Do you think in your mind
had it not been the global crisis or the war in Ukraine and many other which are, of course, having a ripple effect on our economy, that really the president who have reduced the mini meal to 50 kg to 50 kwacha, because you said the time he promised, the status quo was different. In your conviction, do you really think that President Hakainde Hichilema would have reduced the bag of mini meal to 50 kwacha? Because you sounded like you were defending him, because even when he was saying that, there was, of course, the droughts, there was that disease which came, forgotten that disease. There are a number of things that were happening. So, and as if they were not happening, the president promised. Now, I find it very difficult for you to be the one to justify the failure by the president to reduce the cost of mini meal, and we begin to celebrate when the mini meal is at 240, 200 and I don't know, 200 and zingat. Celebrate, and we say no, the whatever are different today. I think let's be and say the last thing. Sorry, let me not waste much of others want to call. The other thing is when you become provocative, then the police will arrest you and all that. Are you saying that all of us should be able to use the same tone when we are communicating a point? If I say something that the police doesn't like, in the manner whichever I say it, but the point I'm communicating does not read in any way. There is a message. I'm not insulting, but this other camp, then I'm treating. Are you telling me that all this time, a wrong side of the law, that every time you are arrested, how do you justify that you are arrested from Lusaka, taken to Rukuru, to go and answer because somebody complained from, and you can still come back and fight that? We are not saying, and I'm not saying it in any way, that the PUPND may not have done certain things right. We know they could have done certain things right. But even where they are not doing this well, let's not be people who are going to seem to be just because maybe because you said it yourself that you have intentions of maybe you are looking at working with government. You have do things differently so that maybe you can simply work with the government. So even when you are coming out, Mr. Chulfatari, we've been following you. Somehow we also have some brain need to grasp things that you say, because sometimes you speak things as if no one else is thinking. You are the only one thinking, sir. Thank you so very much.
Wait a minute before you go. Hello, are you there?
Yes.
I can feel
I'm very much around.
I can feel your emotions, very passionate. With what you have discussed here, do you think the police will be looking for you? Hello?
No need.
Exactly.
No need.
Exactly. Because what you have said here, you have simply expressed yourself. You have used, yes, you are emotional in the way that you are talking, but you haven't insulted anyone. You haven't demeaned anyone. So certainly the police cannot follow you. And what you have said, are you sympathetic with the government? No, you are criticizing, isn't it?
Of course,
yes.
Is our government.
Yes, and for sure,
part of this government,
and for
not supporting this government,
and for sure, and for sure, with what you have said, you have
may not be the support of this government, but I must be objective enough to be able to separate issues from non-issues.
Exactly, my brother. Exactly. My point is, with whatever you have said, I know you go to sleep without thinking that the police are coming for you. I know. So it is the way that you come out. Now, for example, let me give you an example where somebody says, you know, he doesn't want to move into State House, for example, because he's scared to move his masonry room. Is that correct? Is that okay? Today is going to sleep properly.
Okay, how does that become? In a society, in in a civilized society, Mr. Tayari, in a civilized society, Zambia is a civilized society. People may have opinions about.
But in a civilized society, should we insult?
Do that call for
Imagine, listen, in a civilized society, should we insult? Should we insult?
No, there's no need to.
That is the point. That is actually the point. I mean, I am simply saying we can express ourselves. We can express ourselves, but let us express ourselves in a manner that at least, you know, we can drive a point without insulting others. Basically, that is the issue, my brother. Anyway, he also asked me to say, do you think HH would have reduced to 50 kwacha? Well, I don't believe he would have done it. I don't believe he would have done it. But that is a belief. But on a realistic point of view, the fact is that factors have changed. Realistically, factors and circumstances are different from those that were prevailing before 2021. And it is just a fact. The war in those areas, it is a fact. They are there. The global meltdown, it is a fact. These things are there. You can't argue. So to say, no, but if they were not there, then whatever. I mean, let's deal with the reality. I deal with the reality myself than speculations. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tally. Good evening, my brother.
Good evening.
Yes, please. I'm calling from Mumbai.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Actually, it's just a comment somehow.
Yes.
I've liked the way you are coming out actually. Yeah. I feel you are actually something on the back. You are a neutral person. You don't take sides, but you just call a spade a spade. Please go ahead, and law shall not visit you because you are within its confines.
Yeah.
You give praise where it is due and advice where there are shortfalls. I may not say much, my brother, but I have a concern. Allow me to bring it out.
Please.
Yes, my brother. My concern, my brother, is to our current government. As much as we appreciate the frantic efforts done by our government, trying to at least to look at the crop production in order to have, I think, is good food security in 2024 by way of giving loans to civil servants, FISIP, and so on. But there's one thing that I would like to advise the government.
Yes, please go ahead.
Please let them also look at the retirees, my brother.
Yes, yes.
The retirees, we were happy. At least they've done away with those that had dues, long overdues. At least they've done their best. But initially they had said, let the retirees get their dues within 3 months after the date of retirement. But this is not happening. Rumor has it, as at now, well, I'm one of those victims who retired sometime last year. We have been looking forward at least to be given our package. Where is the problem? Let the government come out. We should not complain, my brother. Let them give us something as well, so that we don't complain. The farmers are not complaining. That is my concern. They are listening, I'm sure.
They are listening. They are listening. And please just buttress your point. Buttress your point. Repeat your point. Let them hear. Let them hear. Please repeat that your plea. Let them hear.
Okay, let me repeat, my brother. What I'm saying is the government has been giving retirement packages to the retirees from 2021, I think, when PND came into government, up to early this year, I think somewhere around January, February. Then they've stopped. Then they have stopped. Right now, each time we pass through the pension scheme, we are told the pension scheme is not receiving any funding from the government. What could be the problem? What could be the problem? We know, well, I just suspect to say maybe the funding has not been going to the pension scheme because probably money has been diverted to these other programs that have been prioritized by the government. I've said maybe subsidizing the meal, giving loans to farmers, buying equipment, giving to, what is this, Zambif as well as ZNS, so that next year, people should stop complaining. We should have enough maize. Of course, it's a very good idea. Now, my concern is let the government also not forget about us retirees. We need our retirement package. Let them also consider and give us, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm sure they have taken note. I know they are listening. Please take note of the retirees. They go to pensions and they are being told there is no money. Can you allocate the money? Let the retirees receive the money. Please, please, please. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Exactly.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm a bishop.
Kaila chibona wa PF para bifuta wala isa wa PF wachila mwati wala ndira kwa wenga mwebi era kidon sai na chila muna mashare ni pa Facebook kaisa wajanda shauri na mwana sana ile na ipara sasa mtu tuli wonse kutabona tia ile tena injikata Futambo wanaanda Dubai nani shiriki of democracy. Shiriki of democracy inepa wandi ya goding na kudi nini shiriki mbona kwa wanda wale ilandira tabe. Abenda ingawa ilandira sanesi kwa wanande pinto tati maybe data maybe ule tukana o sababu pepe wa shoni tena wala no babala hapa na mfavu na kupenda ala performance.
We should go into politics, sir.
Or it checks and balance in fishing finger for Amazon James, if you show. Adere, nataka kupshako hii nachukuna pape jawa nanikanawa ewa imano mamba ati idana nikani meeting wa president wile kwa tiwa chitakanso nishirisha wali chitakanso ni propaganda sawa imano mamba
wa chitabwino sana kunji ukulanda pali kuipsha pali equation wa chitabwino sana leka njasuke leka njasuke wa chitabwino sana. So before I want to take another call. First, let me respond to this one. So, about this summit, you know, I don't know how sometimes we do this politics. I don't know how we take these presidents. And I used to say this even in Lungu. You know, where I want people, no, shani. I don't know. Because in a pali no inefe level ya ndifi pano pene nava on my level, I don't think I'm excited to travel. Even a flight for 4 hours, It's too much. I get tired just going to Ethiopia. It's 4 hours. I feel tired. I don't like it. I don't want it. So I don't know now, when I'm a president, I don't know how much, I can change now to like the plane that I want to be flying around. 8 hours you're flying for what? Anyway, the point is that Ida Summit Valerandapo, there were 2 summits. There is a summit at the 5th Arab whatever, but there were 2 summits. There were 2 summits. One summit is the one that was cancelled, but the other summit was not cancelled. That is the issue. There were 2 summits. One summit was cancelled. The other one was not cancelled. The president cannot just jump on a plane to go kuli summit yewesede. Nish vale amukuchita. For what? Why would Akainde Ichilema do that? Ama politics vale landa pama ama bishops. Ukweba tuleva progressive. Tuleva progressive, tuleva objective. Kuti president ai mafia kwele ndeke ukuya kuli summit yewesede. The president has gone. There were 2 summits or 2 meetings. One meeting was cancelled. The other meeting has not been cancelled, and it has been going on. That is the story. That is the story. There were 2 summits or 2 meetings. One meeting was cancelled. The other one was not cancelled. And the president has gone for the one that was not cancelled. This was even communicated. It was even on the news yesterday. It was even communicated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Just that sometimes, former politicians, we like to, if you never end up on a bishop, but to have honesty, to have objective. So, area shidio. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll go straight to my points because of time. But in Bemba we say, Limbule Sansa, the goodness of the bishops of the Catholic, I like them because they don't speak from without. They speak from within. Sometimes they have the spirit of discernment. Sometimes they have seen where we are going. They have seen that tapuene. That's why they spoke about the shrinking democracy. You might not see it as a Bashkia, but the bishops have seen where we are going. Okay, if the government in power, the party in power, try to regulate how we should criticize them, then just know that the democracy is under threat. Okay? If the party in power, tempers with the right opposition party, okay, which is keeping our democracy in the house, which is keeping in check this government, because it's only PF, and you are treating it in that manner, just know that our democracy is under threat. And I think that's why they came out like that on shrinking democracy. Okay, so the government should not regulate how we do politics. No, it has been like this. Kaukeke was called for by Chiruba. So many names. Until look at the politics of Satana Bamwanawas. Bamwanawas reached to an extent of taking Basata hospital. He said, I needed this man for my own good. You know the language of Basata, you have strong, not in a Fokobare Mika time more than if you have Pamwela. So the democracy is under threat. Our democracy is under threat. We don't need to hide and we don't need to beat about the bush. We can't have the police officers shooting on the head of someone just because they're supporting a particular political party.
Which would?
So the bishop
there was a shooting somewhere?
That PF cadre they arrested from Chipata, they brought him here, they took him to the
bush that one. That one. Yes.
Yeah.
Pateo.
So that's Pateo is something like that. So that's not good. And it's good that our bishops have come out to speak about these things before Imishirata Shirayimba. So that Ababa UPND, Bakwate time to work on those things. They don't need to rubbish it. I've seen most of UPND cadres, they are insulting already the bishops, which is not good. Okay, they address them. We don't need to misuse the social media, but they are in forefront insulting the bishops just because they address those matters. So if they are wise enough, let them listen and work on those things the bishops tabled out. yes, ni letter yabo tonight kuma former politicians. But the government, the party in power, it more on them because they are controlling the state machinery. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Brother, good evening.
Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
Fine, fine, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm calling from Woodlands and we are following you so very well.
Thank you.
You know, that letter that came from the bishops, I think it's a very good letter. It shows that they are concerned with the politics that is going around. But I think there is one point that I don't just agree as well, where they are saying that the political environment is shrinking. I think people should understand what democracy is. You know, there is no way you take advantage of democracy and start insulting the presidents. You know, it doesn't look good. Like what is happening on the page of Mr. Tembo. I think he doesn't show respect.
No.
There is no way you can be coming out like that, where everyone, even children, are able to see his page reading. What are they going to think about him and the president? You see? So they should understand, like these people are elderly people. They should just respect each other well, not taking politics so personal in such a way that they even demean each other. No, I think that is not right. So let them not take advantage of democracy by doing wrong things.
Yeah.
Look at how free nowadays. People this time around, they are free. Candarism is gone. You know, this is the real democracy, and at least people are able to express. If you express yourself with respect to the presidents and the rule of law, who can start following? No one. You see. So that is just the contribution I wanted to give out, Mr. Tari. Thank you so very much for what you're doing. And you are so very objective. This is the way politics are supposed to be done. And trust me, you are gaining the popularity, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
I'm telling you. Thank you so much.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Tari.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. How is UK?
Yes, please. UK is fine. Everything is fine. Although it's now cold, we are going into winter.
Oh, okay.
Now there's one issue you are trying to avoid: homosexuality. Your views. Your friends by all means have been listening to you. We know you now. So, okay? So, thank you very much. I'm following.
Yeah. You have caught me there. You have caught me. Yeah.
You have caught me.
Awe nkalanda koma iwe. Yeah, homosexuality. Yeah, the bishop did address the issue of homosexuality, and basically what they said is that, you know, each society has got its norms and values that they respect, and they have asked government to come out and state their position. But from my point of view, I think President Hakainde Hichilema has come out. His position is known. He did speak when he was at Anglican Church. You know, he spoke very clearly about the UPND position. Even the Vice President, during question and answer session in Parliament, she also came out. So the UPND position is very clear. It's very clear. But I will not be a coward to say that as far as we are concerned as Economic and Equity Party, we are of a different view. Of course, we will not accept marriage between a man and a man, or same sex. We will not accept marriage. But we do, as far as I'm concerned, and the leader of Economic and Equity Party, we want to respect the rights of the marginalized, the minorities. We want to respect that. We don't want to discriminate against the people based on their sexual orientation. That is our position as Economic and Equity Party. But as far as UPND is concerned, their position is very clear. It's very, very clear. And I don't know why the bishops are asking them to restate the position, because I think they have been very clear on that one. UPND has been very clear as far as I'm concerned, because the president spoke in Anglican, the vice president spoke in Parliament, not only once, but I think several times the vice president in Parliament has reiterated the point that they don't support homosexuality. That is a position. That is a position. Ama phone call yakama 0763 302207 0763 302207. Otherwise, I can close it up at this point. I don't know what has happened to my. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Good evening, Mr. Brad.
Good evening.
Yes, I think I'm following your what you are saying. Me, I want just to congratulate you. I'm calling from UK. I think what real politics, where it is you are able to criticize, where you need to criticize, you are able to criticize. Where you feel you need to support. Those are the politics that we do. And I think we are going to support you. When your time comes, we are going to support you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. President. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yes, I'm calling you from Saga. This is George.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. President, I just want to contribute. I've been following your program, and for the longest time, and I appreciate what you do. But I just have a few questions. I'm not UPND. I'm not PF. I'm in Neutral Zambia and the youth, for that matter. And my concern is about setting a precedence. I think you've spoken on this platform of how we, you the politicians, let me say you the politicians, have, set a precedence of doing what the previous government did. And I fear for our future, for the future of our children who are coming, of how we're going to govern this country, knowing that each government that comes in, if they were in opposition, they have to mistreat, the government that was in power or the people that they took over from. So this is my fear, and I think I would like you to shed more light on how best we can, protect our constitution, how best we can protect our democracy, because I fear for the future of the people that are coming after us, and this is not painting a very good picture. Of course, the PF did very bad things, and I, for one, I was one of the people that voted them against, and I'm very happy that they are no longer in government. That I can assure you. But then seeing what the same things that PF did to them is really worrisome, and it's setting a very bad precedence on where we're going as a country. We might not be here in 30, 50 years from now. We have our children who are being born, and then when they find this, we are going to leave them in a mess. So I don't know how you can advise or how our leaders can change these precedents that we're trying to set. I think I would love you, because I've seen that you've been very objective. You neither, I think I'm 100% sure that you're neither PF or UPND. I think you're in the middle, because the other day you were just talking against UPND, and the other time you are against the PF. So I think you're neutral, and I'll give you that. So I would love for you to share to the people that follow you, how do we stop this precedent so that we can have a better future for the new generation that are coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. Now, basically, I mean, I share your concern, actually. I share your concern where, we waste too much time, pursuing those who are in government. Of course, I mean, if there is corruption, let's address it. But sometimes it's just being vindictive. But as we do that, we waste time. Instead of focusing on developmental issues, we start focusing on people. So I don't subscribe to that. I don't agree with it. And, I think it is counterproductive to be going against the former leaders just to victimize them, just to fix them. It's just not on. And I look forward to the time when I will be president myself. I will not waste time pursuing people. I will be more focused on, the developmental issues. Hello? Hello?
Hello. Good evening, Mr. Khan.
Good evening.
Yes, thank you very much for the program. We are really appreciating you for this wonderful program. It's really helping a lot in educating us. But for me now, my question is to the ruling party supporters. I wanted to find out really what was wrong in the address by the bishops, because what I saw there, hello? We have now seen that our colleagues have decided to politicize the address, and they have started calling them names, insulting them all over social media pages from UPND, like HH gatekeepers. We've seen how they have stooped so low in as far as insulting these people. I wanted to find out really what was wrong, because I'm not understanding our colleagues in as far as we are concerned. And as we watched that, what the bishops talked about was what was happening and what we were able to see, and they were only trying to show us the right trajectory as to how we can handle those matters. So I think I'm confused by the APND supporters right now. I think that's my contribution.
Thank you, my brother. I must say that it's actually unfortunate that some people are attacking the bishops. It's very, very unfortunate. And I have seen that the Minister of Information has come out to, to tell those UPND supporters and sympathizers to say, no, they shouldn't be doing that. The minister has come out. This is what the minister said.
That the government has taken note of what the Catholic bishops, through their pastoral letter, have indicated to the attention of the government. And we want to take this opportunity to urge our citizens that the government is studying the pastoral letter from the Catholic bishops, and that at an opportune and earliest moment, we should be able to give a comprehensive response that will give an indication of how we have appreciated this kind of correspondence to government. So we urge all our people out there that no one should be able to respond to this pastoral letter because it is addressed to the government, and therefore only government should be able to respond, because we find this pastoral letter well meant and that we are going to give a response accordingly.
Yeah. Though of course, I mean, I don't think I would say the pastoral letter. This is the risk that many people fall in, and the minister is falling in that the letter is addressed to the government. No, pastoral letters do not address just the government. Pastoral letters address everyone. They address everyone. It's not just the government. So even those who are not in politics, they are also, addressed. Pastoral letter is not an admonition on government alone. Pastoral letter is a communication to the faithful and people of goodwill, meaning everyone, not just the government. But nonetheless, the point the minister is making is that let not people start attacking the bishops, because they meant well. They meant well. And I'm glad that the minister has issued that statement. I hope the UPND zealous cadres will respect that position. We will respect that position. And instead of making this reaction, they should also read that later, and they will find something that they can pick for themselves. I think I'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for participating. May God bless you, and may God bless Zambia. Good night.